Success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. This is what Tony Robbins and other success coaches say. Dan Pena, Conor McGregor, very successful person. All these guys say success is 80% mindset. But what the fuck does this shit actually mean? It's been 5 years on my journey and I have never taken this shit seriously. I'm only just now starting to take it seriously. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is such a mistake in your journey and what the pros and cons of this are. What the two sides of it, how I make peace with the fact that I didn't take this shit seriously till now, and how it has helped me, how I think it has helped me, and how it has affected me, right? So, mindset, if success in psychology, like success in mindset is 80% mindset, that should be what you spend all your time on. That should be what like you really focus and develop. Because what's the point of having the 20% mechanics correct, the correct business model and the correct tools and assets and all this shit, if you can't like take action, if you can't get results, if you can't keep results, right? So there are many components in mindset. There's things like limiting beliefs and inner conflicts and traumas and handling fear, pressure, perfectionism, and all these different things. And there are many techniques to remove this. There are many techniques to take care of it, right? And it's a whole world. Like there's hundreds of things that I can't really explain in one video. All I can tell you is that this is the most important thing, and 5 years into my journey is only now that I'm realizing this is important, right? And I find myself sometimes thinking like, bro, what the fuck, Kevin? Like you wasted 5 years, like so much pain and suffering, all this sacrifice, all this dedication, and there are people that make so much money. There are kids like 14-year-old, 13-year-old kids making 100,000, 200,000, and all this shit, and like a month dollars, like, and I'm like, you can't, you're fucking an adult and you can't do this shit. What's going on, right? Like, and you talk all this game and like you're this thing and that thing, and you've survived so much, you've been through so much. Why is this big incongruence? Like on one way, on one side, I'm like, through what I've been through and what I've overcome, I'm like this monster hero. But then when it comes to the financial and the result side, I'm this total loser. So it's this massive incongruence. And what is the reason? And the reason is because of mindset. It's this inner conflict, okay? And it's because consciously I believe I can do it. That's always been my mindset. Like I can do it, I'll do it, and I'll fight through it, and I'll persevere through it. I'll will my way through it, and all this shit. I'll try hard. I'll work the hardest. This is all what society has programmed into us, and what we think we need to do to win, right? And actually, success is very easy. It's very effortless. It just flows and it comes. You don't have to force it. That's the way to win. It's not like you fucking grab it by the neck and you're like, "Ah, success, like win for me." Like it's not that. It's just like let it flow. It's effortless. It's very chill. So I I can sit here and I can be like sad, like I didn't do it. Like, oh fuck, I wasted all these years and didn't work for me. But I don't see it that way, right? I see what I've been through in the past 5 years as an experience that has been building my base. Because there are people who like start winning and they have the momentum and they have everything going for them, right? And then they go to like a dark place, they go to a bad environment, or mad opponent comes along, or a great enemy comes along, or really bad environments like market conditions, something crazy, like you take them into the deep end of the pool, right? And they crumble, like they're fucked. They can't withstand it, and they can never regain their confidence back, and they can never come back, you know whereas I, because I've only known loss and defeat and like failure and all these things, and I've had to literally build myself like tiny bit by bit, studying each component of mindset and perseverance and this and that. Like I have grit, I have resilience, I have perseverance. Like I have been continuing and trying to win with everything stacked against me. and I have still become such an exceptional person, at least in my eyes and in many people's eyes. Like, I have overcome and achieved more than most people ever will, as far as I'm concerned, because I'm inside the arena. Like, I'm the man in the arena, and I've become an artist, and I've accomplished like that my hero's journey, right? And this is just the beginning, because now I have the mindset tools and I can actually make these changes. And then it's like, it's gonna be like poof, like, and I saw Iman Gaji online talk about it. He's like, the people that took the longest to get started lap everyone once they do. And obviously it makes sense, that's true for me, because um, like, there's just so much pent up ambition, there's just so much suffering and pain that I've been through. I'm like, the second I get, like, I'm just figuring out how to win. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm figuring out how to win. And once I figure it out, like that, all the pieces of the puzzle are like ready. It's fucking like destruction, right? And I, I'm obsessively studying this shit right now, because there's so many different books. Like, I'm reading The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol. I saw like Tony Robbins recommended in his Time to Rise summit. If you guys can do anything related to Tony Robbins and his like stuff, bro, just fucking do it. Pay the money if you have it. If you don't have it, find the money and pay it. Buy his books, read his shit. I've read Money Master the Game. I'm gonna read like Awaken the Giant Within and Unlimited Power. Like, everything that dude has and everything he does, like, what a remarkable human being. Like, I wish, again, this is the other side. It's like, I wish I knew this shit fucking 5 years ago, because Dan Penny and all these guys were talking about it, like mindset, Think and Grow Rich, Release Your Brakes. They were talking about this, and I kept seeing it and hearing it. And I spent all my time trying to study from YouTube instead of reading books, like actually taking books and doing the actions and stuff, It's been like fucked up. And I'll tell you guys one story about perfectionism. Like, perfectionism is one enemy, like great enemy of mine, and I'm sure it is for many of you guys, because perfectionism literally holds you back from doing everything you ever want. It's procrastination and all this other shit, right? And you can't keep doing the same things consistently and everything. And for me, I've noticed, I really realized like how much perfectionism is fucking me up when it comes to reading. Because with YouTube and this and that, I just like record and chop it up and like fucking throw it. Today I've been recording this, and I think I've had 10 or 11 takes trying to take this video. And because I keep looking away from the camera and I'm not doing it right. And I know even in this video, I am not looking in the camera all the time. I keep looking here and there. But like, you can make things easy for you, and that's what perfectionism does. It makes things way harder and way more complex and way more slow than it needs to be. When 2021 is when I first started reading books, and until then I was consuming it's in bits and pieces from everywhere online, and like just being arrogant in a way, right? And 2021 I read Think and Grow Rich, and I remember when I read it, I took notes. Like, I would have the book and I would have my laptop on the other side, and I would literally transcribe, I think that's the word. Like, each line that I read was important. I would type it on the fucking laptop. And it took me months to read that book. And I don't even remember most of it. And I wasted so much time doing that. And if I hadn't done that, if I just read the book cover to cover like 10 times, I could have done the same amount of time and I would have remembered it, and I would probably be applying it, right? So that's like a small example. And every year since 2021, I've tried to read more. 2022, I think I read like 8 books, 9 books. 2023, I read like 30, like maybe 15 books. And like 2024, I read like 30 plus books. And 2025, I want to read a lot more books. But the idea is like, I realized is, one is obviously getting into the habit of doing it and all these things. But if I have to spend like underlining and highlighting and coloring every single part of a book, it's gonna take a long time, no matter how good I am. And if I try to retain everything on the first round, it's gonna take a long time. And that's what perfectionism does, because there are some books that are like worth studying, and some books that are not worth reading also, and some books just like one idea and everything. And you just like, it's just, you just have to go through it quickly. You can't fucking try to dissect, underline, and perfect everything. But that's what I was doing, and it's such a time waste. You just have, there's so much information out there, there's so many books out there that you can't afford to get stuck like that. Like, because somebody else who is reading that one book in one day, I take 3 months to read it. That guy is already like a year ahead of me or 2 years ahead of me, right? B- And if you read the right books, you can unlock the right information, which removes the roadblocks in you that opens like everything else. So, for example, if I read a book on how to invest, but I'm a pussy, like my fucking like fear and stress tolerance is very low. I imagine I have 1 million and I invested in the right thing. Okay, but then the second I get afraid and I don't know how to handle pressure, I pull it out, and then the investment is waste. So it would make sense for me to first fix my mindset and understand how the whole thing works. And like, hey Kevin, when the market crashes, you like, it's gonna like look scary, but don't take your money out, just leave it there. You have to handle the pressure and the fear. And money game like is also 80%, like it's all 80% mindset and psychology. So this is the thing that's like really fucking with me, and it's fucking with everybody, right? If you remove your roadblocks and you start moving forward, winning becomes easier. Figuring out how to win takes a long time, I feel, but winning actually is easy because it just starts stacking momentum and things start happening. Like right now, I realize how much of my issues come from just internal roadblocks and beliefs and all these things. Like perfectionism, fear, procrastination, inconsistency, lack of discipline, going back, falling into bad habits, um, all these things. I saw Tony Robbins talk about this thing online. It's a video, and he draws like this thing. It's like four squares, and it's like potential, action, results, belief. So it's like we think something is possible, we see the potential of it, we take some action, okay, if we can, and then that produces some results. And if the results are good, we are like, oh yes, I can do it, and that puts some belief. And if the results are shit, we're like, oh no, I can't do it, and we're toned down. See, it didn't work, and we start reaffirming that. But that belief is what creates the idea of the potential in the first place. So you have to have some level of belief, and that belief creates some potential. You see the potential and you get some results, and that creates more, like it's a loop. So you have to break it, right? So obviously, like 5 years into my journey, when I started the journey, it took me 6 to 9 months to see any results. So the first 3 months I didn't get any sales. So I had some belief that something is possible. I started. 3 months later, I got one sale. One sale. Okay. And I'm like, okay, something is possible. And that created some belief. And then I started going, trying again and again. Nothing started working, and I started getting like really demotivated. But then 6 months later, I started hitting like big numbers, like $20,000. So now my belief just skyrocketed. Okay, now, and this is the thing with the hero's journey. Like the Matrix, or like this God or the universe structures things in a way that it's like they'll show you the hope, a glimmer of hope of the promised land, and then they'll take you through all this bullshit in the journey. And that's what the alchemist like talks about, and Bible and like all these myths and stories have, right? It's that hero's journey, and that's exactly what happened. It's like I got the little bit of a sale, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I fully committed, and then I went to the Gary Vee seminar, and things happened, and like I literally went on my hero's journey without a good mindset. Like I didn't have a good mindset. I didn't even know what a mindset is. I just had some level of belief and some level of perseverance and some level of this. And then every defeat and everything, I just like dug deeper and deeper and deeper. And it started improving, right? So it just goes to show you that you don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to know everything to start. You just have to start, and you just have to not fucking give up. Like that's the biggest thing. Just don't fucking give up. Believe that it's possible. Okay, believe that potential is there, and just don't fucking give up no matter what happens. Because it doesn't matter if it takes you 10 years, it doesn't matter if it takes you 20 years, it doesn't matter if it takes you 55 years, as long as you win. Like, and I can tell you for a fact that once you win, it like just covers for everything else. I don't know what that saying is. I think it's by Sun Tzu or somebody. It's like victory in battle covers all mistakes, and that's what it is. Like once you actually reach your destination, you're just like you can make peace with all the mistakes. Like I look at all the fucking dumb things I've done over the past 5 years. So many mistakes, so many sins against myself, and like Dostoevsky says, like all the wasted time breaks my heart. Like you know, it's there. All that shit is there, but me starting and doing all that is so much better than not having done it in the first place. That's regret, that's poison. I'm proud, I'm happy. Like there's nothing anybody can say like, hey, like you're a loser or this or that. I'm just like, no, fuck off. I'm a winner. Like I did it. I've survived. What I've overcome speaks more than what I've achieved. Like what I've achieved can be taken away from me. What I've overcome can never be taken away from me. That's here. That's here. Like that's grit. That's resilience. That's delusion. That's true belief. Like if I can go to hell and come back and know like I did it with nothing, now with actual like mindset and team and everything, it's just like unstoppable. But now I have to actually take this shit seriously. Now I have to actually like, okay, the movie and the stories and the journey and all is beautiful, it's all good, but now it's time to get results. Like now it's time to be a professional. Now it's time to actually like show the other side of the coin, not the shadow but the light. So I do believe, yes, everything I've gone through had a purpose to it. Everything does fall at the right place at the right time. And the journey, everything that you go through builds. There's skills, there's character traits, and there's beliefs. Okay, Alex Hormozy talks about this. There's skills, character traits, and beliefs. Character traits are only built in the trenches. It's built on the journey. You can't build that. Like, how do you make a person patient? By not giving them things. Like, just like wait. Like you go to the doctor's appointment and you're like 100 people in there, and everybody's on their phone and fighting and this thing. But if you can just sit there silently, just be like, yeah, my time is coming. I know I'm 101. Okay, just chill. Just chill. Just chill. And everybody else is losing their minds. And in between, you get frustrated and you see somebody cut the line, and just like, okay, so then you build a little bit of tolerance. And then the doctor wants to take a shit in between, he goes somewhere, you're like, fuck, now I have to wait more. And that builds understanding, and so it builds all these soft skills, and it builds character. And a leader, a business owner, depending on what size your vision is, you need different levels of character. A man who runs $1 million company is very different from a man who runs $1 billion company. Like $1 billion guy has to have gone through immense. You read the books of autobiographies and stories of these guys. These guys have all been homeless. These guys have all been bankrupt. These guys have all been had like the worst betrayals, the most abusive childhoods. Like they've seen real suffering, so they don't want anybody else to have it. They don't want anybody else to go through it. There's obviously the bad guys, the villain types also exist. The ones that have been through it all and want others to go through it all, that also exists. But they have still been through that level, that amount of suffering and pain. Like that rubber band effect is there. The more you pull the rubber band back, the more it goes. So the character traits are only built through suffering and through this thing. Jensen Huang, I think Nvidia's guy, like the founder, that's multi-hundred-billion-dollar company, and he says like, I hope suffering happens to you because that builds your character. And I'm glad I have a good character. I know I'll do the right thing even when I'm suffering. Even if I'm broke, I'll make sure my client is put away properly, because I don't want to fucking piss the universe off. I know how fucking hard the journey gets. I want all grace of God. I want it. It's a selfish thing. I'm not doing the right thing because it's just easy to do the right thing. I'm doing the right thing because I believe that I need that grace from God. Like, I don't want to be an asshole now because I know God is watching. And if I fuck somebody over right now, he's going to be like, you bitch, I'm going to get you later. And he's going to wipe me out. So I don't want that. And Then there's skills, right? Skills you build by doing things and failing, and doing things and failing, and doing things and failing. And then you realize like practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, you know. And so then you start doing the right things. You start like, I'll use a basketball example, and it always pissed me off about entrepreneurship is that like athletes, right? These guys can like practice like the same shot on the court, the same shot, or like a fighter, he can jab, okay, jab, cross. You know, you can practice the same thing again and again. As an entrepreneur, what the fuck do you practice? There's like a billion different things. How do you practice marketing in your head? Like, do I like visualize like the freaking uh, Facebook ad platform? Like, what do I do? And that brings me to the third point. It's like beliefs and all this, and that's where visualization and all this shit comes. You know, it's like the inside of it. You just you do in real life what you believe you can do. So anytime you try to do something like a skill, like you try to uh, let's say you try to throw the perfect three pointer, what happens is you might get 2 to 3 times, and then like the fourth time you stop doing it, you know. And but if you visualize and you break that belief inside, and you've seen your internal, that ideal self doing it again and again 100 times, then like you do the fourth time and the fifth time and it becomes easier. So that's what mindset training and all is. That's why like Connor like says like he visualizes in his mind frame the sequences, and he's like in his like he's doing jiu-jitsu in his mind, and he's doing this and like all that in his head. It's not in real life, it's in his head. So these three things, this is what I'm like really working on. And guys, like I'm just figuring out how to win. I'm not winning, I'm figuring out how to win. And it takes long, and you have to be patient, and you have to be resilient. And sometimes like the odds are stacked against you. Sometimes you go through bad shit. Sometimes people fuck you over. Sometimes you get health issues. Like it doesn't all fall in place at this like perfectly. But if you can actually persist and like persevere through it, it's gonna turn out in your favor. Because now I had this like shoulder injuries and all this back issue and posture issue, but now I'm on like a Joe Dispenza like timeline where I'm like, oh fuck, I can actually like heal my body and my mind and my health and everything using my mindset, like using my thoughts. I can do it all. And then when it comes to like business, it's like fuck, I don't even know how to win, but I have the grit and the base, like the core, the strength. Now once I figure it out, I can like just lap everybody. So it all works out in my favor now. But had I quit a year ago or 2 years ago, when it got really fucked up, when it got really really fucked up, it would have been over. The story would have been over. Like that would have been like, what the fuck, what a shame. And trust me when I tell you, I wanted to quit, bro. Like I wanted to quit. Like there was no reason to continue. It made no sense. And just the only sense it made was just like, this is what I've always told myself in the darkest of times, is like, you've come so far. You've come so far. Just go a little bit. The next step, you'll win. And like there's the Navy SEAL like Lone Survivor movie, Mark Wahlberg. You guys can watch that movie. It's very like nice. It's a true story uh, based on the guy, the Navy SEAL, the two brothers. Fuck, I forget their name. They're twins. I forget their name. They're like really tall and they're really big. But basically, it's like he was in the desert and like all these terrorists are catching him and all this shit. And it's like he would draw a line in the sand and he would crawl to it. And then as soon as it was done, he would draw another line to the sand and he would crawl to it. And he would repeat this. And it was like he would trick his brain saying that you just have to go to that line, and you get to that line and you're okay, and then you repeat that. And that's exactly what I did. I would literally say just like, Kevin, you've come so far, just go a little bit further, you will win. And I wouldn't win. Like I would reach that point and it would be another fucking loss. It would be something else that was so fucked up. And I would just be like, Kevin, just the next one, that's when you're gonna win. The next one, just go there. And I would fucking lose again. and again and again and again. Just one more time. Just go, just lose. And I'm doing that even now. Like I launch an ad and it fucking bombs, and I'm just like it bombs and this bombs, and I'm just like one more, one more time, and then you can quit. Just one more, and then I do it. So you have to fucking like have that part, and that part is a mindset I did have, and I did have that and that perseverance, because for me there was no plan B. It was do or die. Like really, it's just do or die. I've been willing to die in the process. Like no food, no health, no this. Like sleep in some train station like a hobo and die. Like fuck it, bro. Worth it. Like I'm telling you, that's delusion. Like to me, that's delusion. You have to be that way, bro. Like you can't. Like I don't understand how the fuck you can like get through this shit, this journey without doing that. So I don't know. This is a fucking weird video, like touching my face. And this is what happens when you don't film in like many days. But and every time I film, I really enjoy it, and when I don't film, I get like sloppy and sluggish. But yeah, this is and that's part of mindset. Like I could literally just like visualize this again and again in my head, doing this, and that would make it comfortable and good to do. But I'm not doing it. Like even like the perfectionism, the lack of consistency affects my ability to do the visualization, because I'm like, no, visualization doesn't work. My brain will be like, no, it doesn't work. But then I know it fucking works. But then I'll still be like, no, it doesn't work. So it's so fucked up, the programming, the psychology. It's so fucked up. And you have to fix this, bro. You have to fucking fix this. Because if you don't fix this, you're never getting out. And luckily I was such a loser that I would just persevere through whatever you put me through in order to find a way to win. And now I'm lucky enough to have to reach this point, and I've got the character traits and I've got the skills. Now I just have to get the mindset to be able to combine my skills and my character traits and my mindset. That's it. So it's a very weird tricky position, because it's like I know to improve my mindset I have to visualize, but to do visualize also my mindset is broken. So I have to like use willpower to create mindset, not to take action, because if you use willpower to take action, you get defeated again, and then you don't want to do anything. That's hard. Taking action is hard, and sustaining action is even harder. It only comes from your identity and shit. So if you just like take the mental action to do the easiest thing, which is visualize, which is the fucking easiest thing. Even though you don't believe it, you just force yourself to do it, and that creates the belief to do the actual action and the identity shift, and then that creates that spiral. So this is what it's happening. Again, as I'm saying this, I'm like, okay, fuck, like I need to do this shit today. Like I need to visualize, and I'm gonna make like many different videos. This is just like one big video. I want as much footage of me like in these days out there, because every day that passes I'm one step closer to victory. I'm getting older. I'll never be able to record this footage again. And I saw like Conor McGregor like a post online. He was like, record everything. Like if there was one thing you could say to your younger self, it's like record everything, champ. Like everything. And I'm trying to do that. It's very weird. Like I want to record me cooking, I want to record me going to the gym, I want to record me doing this, but I can't record all of it, because if I go to the gym and record and stuff, there's a lot of like conflicts and people there. It's like uh, guys will be like, the guys, it's not like I'm afraid of being judged. It's just like there's some issues there, and any chance they get to kick me out they will. So I'm just like, fuck, like don't do it. But yeah.